not sure how to follow this. Thank you, Iqra Khalid, for your leadership for the last 10 years. I know you give a lot of credit to me that I mentor you or encourage you. I think it goes back to a lot of hard work you've done. Thank you so much. I think you're a lot of Thank you, Mufti Sahab, for your kind words as well. I feel like both of you actually taken a glimpse of my speech and kind of said what I wanted to say. You know, in 2001, when I got my immigration, I told my father, who was my best friend, and he didn't tell me when I applied for immigration, but I got an immigration and I'm going to Canada. Till the day he passed away, I didn't understand why I'm here. He asked me this question every time I go back to Pakistan. He asked me, why you're there? You were principal in the age of 26. We're a decent family, we have no issues. Why do you want to go to Canada? And the second part is that when Iqra mentioned that I'm the president, I'm a member of the national board, I'm working for foreign minister, why I want to run? Why I want to take a pay cut of $50,000 at this point? And I asked myself the question, why I want to do this? What is my why? I think I want to talk about this today a little bit with all of you, because these are the most important group of my life. I will never forget for 1 second you guys are here on Sunday and support of me. Because this is the first time I ask anybody come for myself. So let's start with a round of applause for yourself. Thank you very much for being here. So going back to what is my why? Why do you want to do this? You know, I came to Canada, my father's answer of my father's question, that I was not to live a Canadian dream, you know. Living in a society which we only dream of, we only watch in movies. A beautiful, peaceful, where you can be prosperous yourself, your family can thrive, you can live in your own home peacefully, secure, and absolutely with all the progress you can make up. And unthinkable progress you can make up for your family and for your kids. And that dream I lived. Iqra mentioned that I have my background of economics, but I started working in a retail and make my way up. But that is the Ontario dream. That is the Canadian offering. I was able to buy a house. My wife moved to his job as a teacher in Peel School Board. My son became an RCMP officer. Things are going fine for me. Until and unless you get a call from your friend. You know, most of you know Mr. Iqra. I met him yesterday. He's shaking. So what's wrong with you? So my two young daughter was sleeping inside when somebody tried to break in our house. And so the alarm started beeping up and they ran away. I'm not feeling safe in my own home. So what was the Canadian or Ontarian dream, which I was camping? To have your own house, have your kids' education, you grow old peacefully, so you have a healthcare system which provides for. And you have resources enough for your life and for your kids and for your family and friends to live comfortably. You know, the last many years I have seen that dream slipping away for many of us. I don't see young people, I see some of the young people. I don't think they can afford to buy a home anymore. People are telling us they're struggling for finding a job. Iqra mentioned about healthcare. You know, I never believed this unless you look at the numbers. The numbers don't lie. There are 4.1 million Ontarians don't even have access of a family doctor in Ontario. 1 out of every 4 person don't have access to the family doctor in Ontario. Jill Permoli sitting here, she does a lot of work for the food bank, for Mississauga Food Bank. She will tell you the lineup, the number of people relying on food bank. You know, when Bonnie Crombie, first time when she was mayor of Mississauga and asked us she wants to do a food bank, a drive for the food bank drive. And I said, how many people actually in this? Everybody has a job, everybody living comfortably. Why would we need a food bank for? She will tell you the numbers are staggeringly high, how many people are relying on the food. The lineup, the wait time. Wait time is, I'm going to wait for the mic, but
Second mic there.
this one.
Turn it on. Press and hold.
What happened to it? Is that? It's okay. The wait time is getting longer and longer. And Dr. Adil Shamji will tell you how many people died while they're waiting for the surgery. One of our very common friend that live in Milton, he's a police officer, Amirbat. He's supposed to be here today. He has a surgery on his foot 3 months ago. He's supposed to be recovered 2 months ago. But he didn't get his appointment yet. We heard the stories of not having adequate health care in the developing countries where we come from. And the only logical reason people are saying Doug Ford is taking away the resources from the healthcare because they want to sell it. They want to privatize it. That will take away the advantage number one of Ontario dream or Canadian dream. Imagine when everyone has to pay for all your surgeries, all your medical needs. That will be one heck of a terrible lifestyle. So what Team Bonnie Crombie put together, I'm not going to talk much about the platform because I know the platform is not fully ready. For the doctor, Bonnie Crombie said that she will have a doctor for everybody with investing $3.1 billion in the medical by introducing 2 new medical schools and also integrating. You know, there are so many doctors who are doing a non-medical profession. They are in, I don't want to say they're driving cabs and stuff like that, but they're not doing what they're supposed to do. So we will integrate, there are about 1,300 medical doctors ready to go. And then another biggest challenge Ontario is going to face, there are about 2,400 family doctors that are about to retire in the next 4 years. You know, they serve roughly 50% of people who have access to the family. So every second person, if you don't do anything, before these guys retire, half of Ontario will not have a family doctor. That's how bad that is. And this doesn't happen overnight. It's happening over the period of time because our Premier, Doug Ford, is very busy blaming others. He's very good at that. He's very good at blaming others. This is not his fault, it's the federal government, it's the municipal government, it's everybody else out there, that's not his fault. And that's the leadership, you know, it shocked me. Uses in the developing countries. We have seen that movie before. Whoever the first generation Canadian, which is most of you, we have seen this movie over and over again, and we cannot allow this happen in Ontario. We talk about home ownership. I can see a lot of, a couple of my friends who is a home building business. I see lots of real estate folks who can tell you the times are very tough. Owning a home, an average price in Mississauga, $1.3, $1.4 billion with the interest rate. You're looking for, I'm not sure if Adnan is here. He used to be a rich guy making $125,000. Now he pays $5,300 every month. This is more than 50% of his household income, which he paid for just for the mortgage. The rent increasing, people are renting, also the problem is there are cases, 53,000. As each Joseph sitting there, asked him, it took him 11 months to get his house back, and he didn't get 11 months rent, and it cost him $26,000 for just for renovation, so he can rent the house again. These stories of Ontario stories. I'm not talking about a small village in Pakistan or a small village in India. We are a G7 country. We're one of the G7, we're a developed country. We should not be facing those problems. It's your incompetent leadership forcing us to live a miserable life, which is a refuse to do that. This is my why. Doug Ford promised us that he will, 8 years ago, he will take care of, reduce the income tax. He didn't do it. He promised us that he will look into the curriculum. That's what the biggest criticism we have on Catholic. He didn't do it. He promised us that he will build more homes. He didn't do it. You know, we are making less homes than Alberta and BC. In fact, they are making double the number of homes they're making. Team Bonnie Crombie have a plan to build more homes. That's why, like we said, doctors for everybody, that we have a home for everybody. And finally, I do want to talk about some of the Ford government's work they have done. He knows what the problems are, but he refused to do anything. He gives you slogans. I go to Ottawa every weekend, not anymore because I'm here to run my campaign. And I stuck on 401 every single time. It doesn't matter. Morning, evening, afternoon, Sunday, Saturday, Monday, it doesn't matter. He said he will build a tunnel underneath. It's a 100-year project with hundreds of trillions of dollars which we don't have. So any person who has some sense will reject those kind of slogans. You want to build a spa on Ontario Science Center. He will, I don't want to go to those stories, there's a list of things I don't want to talk about. You know what I feel like it? It is the insult of our collective intellect. When I proudly say that I am not a politician, I'll never be a politician, I'm a volunteer trying to help support the community. Because this community is making me who I am. And I'm telling you,
the Dar spoken before for that long. I was just watching my phone to see how long have you spoken, and then a person who never had spoken in any event, and now you see him talking and talking, never ending. So this is just a good beginning, So you can see, that's what I was saying. There is a hidden talent that most people do not know. This is just a first glimpse of it, what he can do at the parliament, inshallah. Jazakallah khair, Brother Dar. I just want to just add to this. See, over all these years, as you know, I've been in politics for over 30 years now. So the essence of politics that we have in Canada and the Western world, I summarize it in 3 words. To be successful, whether you are a candidate, you are a community, you are an individual, if you follow these 3 steps, that's the only key ingredient for you to succeed. And I always use the acronyms. So, you know DBD, right? Everybody knows DBD. So from that, running the DVD, I coined this term as VVD. VVD, the three ingredients. That is, first V, that you have to vote. If you do not vote, your numbers won't count. And second V, you have to volunteer. If you do not volunteer, nobody knows this community is capable of doing something or not. And the last thing is, even if I'm an industrialist, I'm a very rich man, I have a limit to contribute to this, my campaign. I cannot go beyond that. So you have to donate. So VVD, volunteer, vote, volunteer, and donate. That's a key ingredient to be successful as individual or as community. So this is the time to support our candidate in all these three aspects, inshallah.